Special guest today in studio. He is the president-elect of the Vince Lombardi Cancer Foundation, Ben Haas. Ben, thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me on, Lance.
The organization has been around for a while, but some new exciting things, partnerships with the Packers.
We've certainly been very busy the last couple weeks. I think the first thing you probably saw out of Lombardi Cancer Foundation was certainly our thirst to expand. For so long, we've operated here in southeastern Wisconsin, done some great work with partners like Aurora Healthcare, but we really, at a board level, have aspired to take that and affect as many lives as possible, you know, for those who are fighting cancer. And that can come through different geographies, locally, statewide, regionally, nationally. We're in the midst of looking at some things with the Star family in Alabama. We're in the midst of looking at that little event in at the end of the NFL football season called the Super Bowl in Minneapolis. And we're looking to leverage, you know, all of our support, our alumni, our sponsors that we have that have a national reach, a regional reach. And it's really time to kind of rip the Band-Aid off, so to speak, and take a good run at this thing. Certainly been very exciting from that regard, and then shortly thereafter, we've announced the new partnership with Packers and Bellin Health.
And we got to expand upon that a little more, Ben, because obviously that was the big announcement this week. In October, you have some really cool things coming up with the Packers.
We really do. I mean, as you know, what the NFL used to have was that they would breast cancer awareness, and everyone would wear pink. And after last season, the NFL gave the teams the autonomy to select a cancer charity of choice that they would like to align with and would have the greatest impact in their community. And, you know, there's a obvious linkage with us carrying the name of the great, you know, Coach Lombardi, but also the fact that we don't necessarily specify what genre of cancer we choose to fight. We fight them all. The disease doesn't discriminate, so our board doesn't want to discriminate in how we fund it. And that was also attractive to the Packers. And so we had great conversations, I think in the winter and then in spring, and we really, you know, came to an agreement in May, and the announcement came out last week.
It's an amazing organization. I've been privileged to be a part of it now for quite a while, a decade or more. And Ben, I think what most people know you guys as is Mason Crosby getting behind it with the golf outing, and then also with the Lombardi Ball each April or March or whatever you want to call it, in another phenomenal event. Yeah,
I mean, the bedrock that we have is really incredible when you think about it. The staying power of being around for 47 years in this community is phenomenal. So as the calendar goes, and you alluded to, we've got our dinner ball, which is always the first weekend of March, and then we move into our golf classic at North Hills in June, which is greatly supported by Annex Wealth Management, and then we move into our walk run, which is at Festa Italiana sometime usually in July, and then we've got our food and wine event at the Pfister in November. So those four events have always kind of been our bedrock, but as we've brought in capture marketing to really help bolster our cause marketing efforts as well as replicate some of those events, not just here, but in other areas. I mean, we've put on a good product and a good service in the community for a long time, and we think we've, you know, become well respected because of that, and the money that we were able to generate from those things. Now it's time to replicate that and really take it to another level.
And it's been amazing because you have the Lombardi name behind it. And you mentioned it, the Stars have been incredibly generous and been behind this thing since moment one.
They have. You know, they served as honorary executive directors for over 25 years, and we still remain very engaged with them on probably a bi-weekly basis, letting them know the great things that are going on with their expansion efforts. I mean, they're certainly excited for us to try to get down there and help their community, as well as what's passionate about them. What areas of cancer do they want to impact? You know, the balance of finding a cure versus helping those who are currently battling the disease is something that we're working through, and we're hoping to have some announcements regarding that in the coming weeks and months.
And the fun thing about October is I understand that there's going to be some new gear, some hats, and things like that. I saw Mark Murphy wearing one the other day. Ben has phenomenal hair, so you probably don't want to cover up the hair with the hat, but you can show it off.
I will be purchasing many hats, I assure you, and just to keep warm that time of year. But so we've designed a hat with the Packers and Lombardi, where we will have Lombardi's likeness on it, as well as the Packers logo, the Bellin logo, and our logo. It'll be sold in the Packard Pro Shop and online starting October 10th. $5 from every hat will come to the Vince Lombardi Cancer Foundation. So that's one way people can really impact the bottom line in terms of the effort we're trying to execute here. Other things that we're looking at, text to donate program, and we're kind of in the early stages of how that's going to work, but during the month of October we're going to be able to generate some great awareness around that element of the campaign as well, where a fan or any type of supporter could literally just text in a donation to the Lombardi Cancer Foundation under the guise of that campaign.
And we'll kind of wrap it up on this note. 47 years, almost 50 years, almost 5 decades of great things in this community. But Ben, you've mentioned it to me before, and we've talked about it a little bit before, is, over the years, sometimes you need to freshen things up, revitalize things or whatever, and you guys have done a great job of getting this thing to the next generation, to the next level.
Yeah, I certainly appreciate those comments. I mean, it's a lot of work, but anytime you think this is a lot of work, you think about somebody who's going through chemotherapy or radiation treatment, and it just pales in comparison. So the time is now for us, and we really think we can extend the reach and have a much bigger impact than what we're doing today.
Doing an awesome job. Ben, President-elect of the Vince Lombardi Cancer Foundation. Thanks for the time, buddy.
Thanks, Lance. Appreciate it.
All right. Ben Haas joining us right here on today's TMJ4. Thanks for watching.